Yo, check it, got that new fire straight from the underground. What you need? This that real hip hop.
Were you a ladies' man when you were young or not?
Absolutely not.
Really?
No, absolutely not.
Do you remember like the first time you felt like a girl was like interested in you or not?
No. Yeah, I already had like $1 million by that time.
Oh, you did? Oh.
And I was like, oh, no shit. This is how this works.
Did you really feel that?
Nah, yeah, man. I remember like I got stood up at homecoming. Like there's all my crushes. Like it never worked out for me.
Really?
But I think that worked out for me in the long run.
Right.
Because you could be a kid trying to get some cooch, but I was in my room, playing the guitooch.
You're like, I'll show.
Yes, I'll get you one of these days.
I'll show you.
And then the money came, and it was awesome.
Yeah. That is
that's
funny.
how this works.
It is kind of funny. Some of that is how it works. It's like, yeah, if you don't feel some ambiance from women, or if you don't feel like seen maybe in the world or something,
Sure.
then you're like, well, I have to make myself be seen more.
Sure.
And
yeah.
so you create more.
And that comes, I guess, like it's kind of a weird way of like, oh, I want to express myself more, so I become more introverted, learning how to do that. You know what I mean? Like,
so tell me a little bit more. I'm hearing you, but tell me more.
So like, I wanted to make music,
right?
But the only way to make music is like to do it. And so I just sat in my room with Audacity and played the guitar and wrote songs. And it's like, I want people to hear my music, but the way I do that is learn as much as I can by myself in my room,
and then present.
Not talk exactly. You know what I mean? It's an interesting thing, like taking the time to learn a skill or become an outlier, I guess. Well, I probably got 10,000 hours behind it, but it's an interesting thing.
Yeah, I think that's something that part of people don't maybe. I don't know if they don't realize it, but yeah, there's a lot that goes into being good at something.
Yes, sir. Or you could just be naturally talented,
right?
Which fuck those dudes.
Yeah.
Oh,
dude, if I saw 6 of those dudes, dude, I'd fucking beat
them all.
I'd beat all 6 of them. That's what I'd do.
What if they're naturally talented at fighting?
So for right now, if you haven't been made aware, we're tuning into Post Malone with Theo Von, and these two are great separately. I'm really just now getting more into Post Malone, and the title is what captured me. It said Post Malone was a loner before the fame. Now, when I got introduced to Post Malone, or how I got introduced to him, he wasn't like this. He was more of a rapper, like hip hop, rap culture. I'm listening to his first album, and I'm sitting here just like, dude, this dude is cold. Like, I see his influence that he put on the culture when he came into the game as a rapper, not just a white rapper, but as a rapper. So now, fast forward a couple of years, he's changed a lot. His music has changed a lot. And now, I mean, he's just like a pretty chill dude, right? There's been some alleged issues in his trailblazing, but I don't think that stops him from being who he genuinely is. And right now, he's giving out a quick little glance into what it was like for him growing up. And I think a lot of people can relate to that. And if you can't, just take a moment to try to consider what it would be like being like that. I was a loner. I was a popular loner. I made friends as best as possible in order to forget about the reality of my situation. So I would be the most entertaining person when I'm outside of the house. I would be the most flirtatious dude at any party. Like, I wanted to be, not necessarily be seen, but I wanted to get out ahead of it before anyone even saw me, for real. Just give them something to look at versus letting them see what was really going on. And so, like he said, being stood up and things like that, I don't think I've ever gotten. No, I've gotten stood up. I've definitely gotten stood up. I've definitely gotten stood up. Yeah, I've definitely gotten stood up now that I think about it. But like he said, those type of things help mold you and grow grow you into ultimately who you will become. I mean, back then I wanted to be a rapper, so I used to, have tons of books. I got pictures and whatnot of me like writing rhymes, and I got my headphones on and all these things. And I was just getting better with wordplay. I would get better with poetry, things like that. Like I was doing anything to get my voice out there or the thoughts that I had out there. And if you remember when Facebook had notes, I wrote a bunch of notes, poems, like 70 something poems, all gone. I honestly believe they went to AI. I believe AI has all my stuff, which is okay. I remember some of them, but it's just like one of those things like bro, you lock yourself away and you start diving into yourself to learn how to be a better self. And I mean, look at what happened for him, bro. Look at what happened for me, and look at what's happening for you. Like it works. It's possible. Back to it.
Oh god, that can be a long
Even
day.
worse, even worse.
Yeah. Did you feel like as you got more famous that part of you like changed or disappeared, or because when did you start to get popular at, or let's just say popular, because fame is a weird word,
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
know.
fame is weird.
What things happened to you? Did you notice anything? Did some of it feel bad?
Yeah, man. I mean, I Migos had a song called "I'd Rather Be Rich Than Famous." Makes a lot of sense. It's
Yes.
just, especially whenever you're
Yeah.
coming
Shout out to
like
the
the
Migos,
whole
baby.
music world so young. Um, it's super easy to just be a fuck up kid, you know what I mean, and not know what the fuck is going on. And it was hard. And that's since then, I've moved to Utah. I got rid of my social media. I keep way
Mm,
more to myself. I don't really go out anymore. I just like, and for a
that's kind of
long
sketchy.
time, I was very sad. And
Mm,
I find myself now getting back into what is fun to me and what I love doing. Been a lot of riding, a lot of time in the fucking woods. I just got a really awesome piece of property where I can just sit and fish and be
nice.
to myself.
Nice.
And I wondered for the longest time why I was so sad. And it was just because I wasn't able to do
What do you
what
want
I
it?
like to do in my current circumstance. And I think it's important for anyone who's doing anything to be able to get out and take some time for yourself. And for the longest time, I didn't do that.
That right there is extremely important, people. Get out there and do some things for yourself. Um, I understand that. And I've only been doing this great thing for 6 months, maybe. Um, I have to tell myself to go outside and go do things and uh you know certain things, not necessarily like when it comes to my son, that's automatic. We play games, we'll try to get out the house more, but when you're doing something that requires so much from you, and it's a job, yes, but like any job, it requires your full undivided attention. You have to be ever present in what you're doing. And when you are performing for the people and giving to the masses, it takes so much out of you. Um, so I understand what he's saying, especially about just having a little piece of property and just going fishing. Like just to sit and do nothing is priceless. It's priceless, people.
It was just head down and go, go, go. Um, but now taking this time to really
It's yeah,
just do what
it's
I like to do, um, is I'm and I have a daughter. I guess she's cool. She's fine.
So that helps.
Yeah,
But you really mean that, what you're saying?
yeah, absolutely, man. And
Yeah,
I
man.
think
Because
it's important for everyone.
I
Yes, sir.
struggle. Like I just keep feeling like I need to do more to prove. Like I don't know what I'm trying to prove things to. Sometimes
Yes, sir.
it's like there's this constant like I've had it since I think I was a kid.
Yes, sir.
Like I'm not enough, and I don't know if it's I'm not enough. That's not the feeling. The feeling is like I need to keep. I need. What else can I do? What's the next? I have like
I hear you, Theo. I
I
hear you,
have to do
bro.
more. But it's like, what am I
I
trying to
hear you.
appease? Am I trying? That's the thing I struggle with sometimes, you know?
Sure.
And I think in the end, later on, I've realized, I think as an adult, it's just this endless feeling of like, oh, I'm not enough. I have to constantly prove myself
Yes.
And I'm
to
enough.
you. Like, and if I proved myself to you yesterday, that's not enough.
That's not
I
enough.
have to prove myself
Constantly.
again to you
Every
today.
day.
Yes,
And I
sir.
think it's just this, I don't know how that magnet started that keeps pulling that energy out of me, you
Well,
know?
I think people have the natural inclination to want to be great, you know?
Yes. Yes,
And
we
it's
do.
like, even with music, with me, I can only speak on my behalf. I can't speak on your world at all. But whenever I make a record, I'm already writing new songs. Like, I've already done these songs. I want to see what I can do next. I want to see what
Yes.
I can make next. You know what I mean? It's always
And he's
like
elevated so
you want to
much, bro.
create, and we get caught up in this kind of deal where it's just like, it's just like I said, everything is so fucking fast.
Yeah, now it is.
And like you said, I proved myself to you yesterday. Why do I got to prove myself to you today? And it's nothing is certain, and we just want to be great. I think humans inherently want to be great and be accepted. And let me ask you this: what do you like to do? What do you like
Mm.
to do
That's a
when you're
genuine
not working?
question to him,
You know,
too.
honestly, I like to go fishing, man.
Yeah.
I like to talk to my brother. Um, I like to think about my friends. I like to pray for my friends and people. Um,
Maybe you go be a minister, like a volunteer minister. I was thinking about signing up for the fire department.
okay, hold on. I agree. You're still getting people out of fires.
Shaq did it. Shaq became a sheriff out here in Georgia, I believe it was, like Jonesboro, I think. Like Shaq, yeah. Like, bro, do something that you feel will be positive and impactful, man. Like, and he just said, I like to pray for my friends, and like, come on, bro. I'm liking Theo more and more, man. He's not just a funny comedian; he's a down to earth dude, and this is a good. This is good. This is
For the
good.
fire department.
This
Okay,
is
hold
good,
on.
and I've never watched
I
his
agree. You're
show,
still getting
never
people out of
seen
fires, but
his
the
podcast. So this is
volunteer
my
ministry,
first
okay?
glimpse into his
But
podcast.
pulling people out of Hades and pulling people out of a somebody set off a space heater
Well, no,
in a Hampton Inn is a little bit different, okay? But I feel you.
you
Yeah.
understand what
No,
I'm
I do
saying.
100%, brother. Praise God, baby. I think people find so much joy through you, you know? Does that feel like a lot of pressure? Because everybody loves you, you know?
Not necessarily true.
That's
But
true. You're right. Maybe that's a weird question, man. I'm sorry to say it. That's kind of weird.
What's that?
Um,
No, not at all. That dude, I think people appreciate and can relate to being yourself, and that's what everyone wants to do.
it's hard for us.
It is hard. It's
It is
terrible
hard.
now. You know, it's like
Bro, that's so hard.
there's
Why
so
is it
many
hard?
societal pressures. I don't know. And then with the pickup of social media and how it just moves at 100 miles a minute. We talked about this a little bit earlier, but it's just 100 miles a minute, and you can't
Can't miss
you
a
don't have
beat.
time to, even if this is who you are, I feel the pressure to go with the next thing. You know what I mean? It's like
Trendy.
that's why I feel bad, like
Trendy.
for some of these kids that are just, super immersed in social media, and because it's a crazy fucking place.
Oh man, that was a good way to end it. Um 100 miles a minute. So this podcast is called This Past Weekend with Theo Vaughn. Didn't know that. Now we know that. And apparently he checks in with different people. And I think this was just a clip from his conversation with Post Malone. Now, the reason why I'm doing this with Post Malone is I've just recently been introduced to him when he first came out as an artist. Hearing some of the tracks that he's done early in his career, like, bro, White Iverson, the song is so melodic. Like, I remember, I remember, I remember when Iverson was like one of my idols. like as far as basketball, typical black guy growing up in an urban area and aspiring to be a basketball player type situation. Like Iverson was one of my idols. He was talked about for being not the biggest, but he was one of the best. Like he was one of the best to touch the court, and he crossed Jordan. Like, so yes, that White Iverson track resonates with me big time. Now, seeing this interview and hearing these things come from Post, it puts me in a good spot. He's so down to earth. He's a guy's guy who just so happened to get his heart broken and say, I'm gonna go and make music. And look at where it's sent him. It's put him from one spot to another. And he touched on it at the end, but it's that burning desire of acceptance that drives us to become trendy. And I'm always behind. I'm always behind on the trends. I'm always behind on what's hot. It's not that I don't always see it or notice it, but for me, it's the same approach I had to technology as a kid. When it first comes out, watch what everyone does with it. Pay attention to how people treat it, what they say about it, how they feel about it, and then wait for the next wave. The first wave is always a test. It's always a test. Now, sometimes you jump on in the beginning and you're good, but a lot of people don't. And for me, I'm not a gambling man. I like to take a calculated risk. I'll take a risk, but it has to be calculated. Not to the T, not to the but 99.9% is where I'm good at. I'll let the 1% waver. I'm fine with that floating. But I need to know what's going on. So when it comes to trends and all these popular things, I just allow them to, run their course. I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. It lasted like Vine. I missed that whole thing. But I watched it though. Never signed up when TikTok got started, never signed up for it. Still not signed up for TikTok. But I've been watching. Not TikTok videos, but I watch how people react to it. I watch how people gravitate to it. I watch how people are captivated by it every day. They can't help but scroll. Like those are the things I see. And so it's like, will that happen to me? Will I be like that? Um, what will come of me if I begin to partake in these trends? That's how I think about it. It's not saying that the trends are bad or anything like that. It's just how I look at stuff. Um, and so I feel like I just got lost. And so listening to Post speak about being a loner and listening to Theo when he said it's that desire to prove yourself. Oh my God. Now, what I will say is I used to feel that way about proving myself to my family, to my father, to my mom. Um, and then when I was a teenager, it basically got to the point of no one cares. Like no matter what you're doing, they don't care. And I kind of let myself soak in that idea and I just did what I wanted to because no one cared. Or at least I thought no one cared. Um, so I did what I wanted to and then I continued to do what I wanted to. But I also put myself into college because I wanted to. I finished high school even though they made me do 5 years because I wanted to. Um, and I guess I was trying to prove to myself at that time that I'm good enough. And now I'm doing this, and when I tell you, this is the scariest part for me is making sure that I'm good enough for this. It's hard. It's hard. There's so many people doing it, but when they spoke about being genuinely yourself, that's the only lane that I have. is for me to be genuinely myself. I cannot mimic other people. I cannot follow them to the T. I can't, because it's not genuine. It's not natural, I guess. It's so weird. I have to make sure, I have to make sure that whatever imprint I leave on the internet, whatever trail of videos that are out there, it is just a glint into who I actually am, and not not a facade, or you know, a complete mask or anything like that. I am a content creator. This is what I do. Um so when I'm doing this, I'm in a full mode. And when I'm not doing this, I am out of this mode. But it's not a complete night and day difference, if that makes sense. And I've never been a musician. I had dreams of doing it, but I can only imagine what's that's like, to go out and perform and be on stage and to be on tour and to do all these great things, and then silence. You're on stage doing your thing, you're having fun, and thousands of people are chanting your name and singing your lyrics, and then it's over, and you're in your hotel room. The after party's done, everyone's gone, everyone went home, and you're just there. That energy and that adrenaline, oh my god. I can't perfectly put myself in their shoes, but I can almost imagine it, almost. But yeah, this was good, and that was a really good conversation topic, man. Like, that was really good, man. Post Malone seems really down to earth. Theo's a hilarious dude. So if this is right up your alley, and if you enjoyed this, we can do more of this. Let me know, man. This is the point in the show where you show love to the channel, and show love to one another, bro. You never know what somebody has going on. So just keep that in mind, and spread love, dude. Peace.
Perfect.